We are back. Welcome to the Geelong Zone. We have a special guest with us, Beaucheck from the Jumper Punch. Hello, Beau. How are you doing?
Good, mate. How are you doing?
Doing fantastically well. Pre-season is almost here. Pre-season matches are almost here.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not that far away from action, are we?
No, I tell you what, I was happy with about a month or a month and a half break, but now it's withdrawals time. It's withdrawals time now. So
speaking of breaks, it's been a while since we did this video together. I think it might be the last time was before the grand final.
it was.
I actually watched your watch along after that, days after that. And you said something very funny. Where is Lucas? Well, I think at 3/4 time, Lucas was he was actually watching that in Sky City Casino, and I think by the third quarter, I was hiding in the toilet, not wanting to know.
Somebody check on him, I think I said, didn't I? Somebody check on him.
Yeah, in the Sky City Casino toilet, hiding, crying, questioning my loyalty to the club. Not a very good day. Terrible day. A really bad day. But that was last year. This is this year. We move on with the times. All the times move to you. So what did you do during the holidays? What did you do in your break?
Mate, a whole bunch of I kicked off a couple new projects online and whatever else, and been dipping my hand in the comedy realm. And that's been going okay. I think there was that was a bit of a shock what happened at the start. It all happened really fast, but it worked and it was good. Now I've hit a bit of a lull, but having fun with it, man. Like it's not for anything else. It's to have a bit of fun and stuff like that. So that's been good. And yeah, I'm running my my wrestling nightclub as well. So
if you are watching the show, I will put Beaucheck's Instagram, all these videos that he's made. They are pretty humorous. I've seen a majority of them. You really took off. So hopefully I can do that one day.
It's still small fry, but you know, it's getting there. It's getting there.
We'll get there. All right. So we'll go into the preseason. This is about we've got a couple of topics here we want to discuss. Mainly about Carlton, mainly about Geelong. So preseason is here. The matches are just around the corner. So what would you want to see in the preseason matches before round one? Anything that you particularly want to see? It's something different from the coaching staff. You know, let's say hypothetically Cripps at fullback, not that ridiculous, but anything like that. Yeah.
Mate, he plays rock. Who knows? Look, I don't expect anything too stupid to happen in terms of how we line up. I think there's going to be a few surprises because we're getting players back. We've got new players. We've got players back from long-term injuries. So there's going to be some things that we're not used to, I think is the best way to put it. What do I want to see? All I want to see is this new game plan implemented, which we don't 100% know what it is. We know it's loosely based around more speed and so on and so forth, having Jagger back and, you know, Walsh at full speed and 100%. But and having Ollie out on the wing is a good thing now and so on and so forth. But we don't know exactly how we're going to play. As long as this long bomb situation just ends, which this is why I say I'm not sure, because some of the training sessions that we've seen, and I haven't been to any, but you see enough clips, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of times where they just continue to go long. So I don't know what the plan is. I don't know if that's just setting up and they're just drills. If we have to kick it long, here's what we'll do. Sure. There's not a lot you can take out of training clips. And overall, this is why I'm not expecting much from the preseason. I'll tell you what, we knocked off Brisbane in a preseason. They went and won the flag. It means nothing, right? And we struggled as always. Okay. So at the end of the day, as long as we go out there and we just show some form of improvement in these games and play the way we're going to play in the season, that's it. I'll start judging the team and start having a better outlook on everything once the season starts. That's how I look at it. But as long as we get that speed, especially off half back, and just get rid of the 2025 sluggish game that we were playing.
It's for Geelong perspective, my perspective. I would like to see a few things. I'd like to see Dempsey in the midfield. He's got the engine for that. He's a great two-way player on the wing. I think he's ready for that transition, in my opinion. I think at times, well, I said to this last year on your show, can Dangerfield back up in back-to-back games at his age? The answer was no, he couldn't. I would like to see Dangerfield relinquish that role in the midfield at times and just put Dempsey in there. So come round one, I would like to see against the Gold Coast Suns, I would like to see Dempsey, Smith straight in the Rovers or midfield straight away. That probably won't happen. Chris Scott said he's open to changes, but what he says and does is a totally different thing, as with all coaches. So from a Geelong perspective, I would really like to see Dempsey in that midfield, something a little bit more different, because I don't think Dangerfield's going to, if you continue to put him in that position, he's going to break down. We saw that in the grand final day where we really needed him the most. He did nothing. So that's a Geelong perspective from that. If you want to respond to that.
Speaking, you guys have got to look at the future rather than hold on to what's going on. I mean, historically, you love your older players, but I mean, how long can you rely on them? You know what I mean? So I like Dempsey. I've said every single time someone says to me, who would you take from Geelong? Give me your top three or whatever. He's always in there. I think he's good.
Yeah. No, he's
a great player.
He's fantastic on the wing. And what makes him so good as well, he does it both ways. He's got a two-way running as well. Yeah. So that Hawthorn's Josh Roddle also in that conversation as well. He can also, do two-way running on the wing. What has impressed you so far in the preseason? Is there any players, anything that you thought, I really like what I'm seeing?
I would say, look, again, with training, they can look good at training, right? Which Jagger, for example, has looked great at training. I saw some more clips today. I watched about it. We had an intra-club, right? And he looks good. He's a good user of the ball. He explodes. It's great, right? Finds space really well. Awesome. But this is training. To me, I don't care about training, right? Not overall. Like, I do care about it in a sense that you need to train the way you would play, and you need to train. Of course, you need to train. But I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, fuck, we looked amazing at training. Put us in the top 4. Right? Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to start saying stuff like that. And we have fans, and you know this, we have fans that get overexcited about seeing us good in the preseason, good in training. We've got people that are labeling some of our players, and we can talk about it later if you want, labeling some of our players with the stupidest praise, right? Without even seeing them kick a ball yet, right?
Yeah.
Just to dip my finger in there, saying that Jagger's going to win the Brownlow in his first year. Can we stop with this stuff? So anyway, right, the things I'm most impressed with at the club and the team, we've made inroads into changing the game plan. Great. We've made inroads into changing, well, not inroads, we've completely done it. We've changed the coaching panel. We've changed back-end staff. Voss has also said, I don't know if you watched summer sessions with Voss the other day. He said that they're working on changing and have been successful in changing the energy around the club. Now, that obviously means changing the energy, changing the culture, the environment. What I hope actually comes out of that in more depth is that they start to play for one another, that they've developed this brotherhood with the new people. And the way he was speaking about how Haywood, Florin, and so on and so forth, Reedy and all the rest of them have come in, hopefully these guys start to, for lack of better terms, love each other and go out there and bat for each other. You know what I mean? Because we lacked a lot of it last season. How many times you would have heard me, Mars, Rocco, Vince, everybody that has anything to do with TJP going on shows and saying, why does no one jump in for a biff? Why do people walk away from their mates getting bullied on the freaking field? Hopefully now they've got that sense of unity and they go out there and play for each other, and the mentality's there to do so. That is what I think is going to be the most impressive for me if they can nail that. But so far, it looks like they've moved that way, so that's good.
From a Geelong perspective, I have got not a clue because they do private sessions. So that,
and I reckon it should be that way. That's how I reckon it should be. I'm in a minority on that, but when Adam Simpson come out and said what he said, I reckon you guys, that's how it should be.
Actually, I saw Mars's video, just on that. There are a couple of fan bases, fans from different fan bases that film, and they just don't film for 5 minutes. They film almost the whole session. They put it on social media. Not having a go at them. Want to make that clear. But what is your opinion on that, just quickly?
I have a very, I don't know if you call it an old school mentality or whatever else, but during the season, I'm not talking about during the season, because during the season, you see how every team plays week in, week out. So you can't hide anything anyway, right?
Yeah.
But pre-season, especially a club like Carlton, who are going through big changes, right, and implementing new game plans, you can do all the open training sessions as you want, but you don't know who's walking on. I mean, you register your interest to get in, right?
Yeah.
Which to me is shit in the extreme anyway. If you're going to do an open training session, do it like I can't think of anyone else. I know Collingwood for open, you just walk in.
Yeah, right? You do. Yeah.
Okay. This registration of interest, that's just data farming at the end of the day, right? I don't care what anyone says. And for me, in my mind, and I'm not saying every supporter has to be this way, but for me, I think preseason, lock it up. Do not give any team or any reporter or anything, any type of advantage or insight as to what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Quote Seinfeld, when George's dad goes, "I want to go in fresh," right? That's how it should be, right? I think lock it up, keep it secretive, right? It doesn't mean that it needs to be. It's not that we're locking fans out. It's for the greater good of come round one, no one knows what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
After that, I don't care. You don't see EPL teams and other sporting teams in major sports around the world just allowing anyone to go through there and see what's going on, right?
No, that's it. No, that's absolutely correct what you said.
Keep the discussions private. If anything, mate, I wouldn't even be opposed to them just never doing that. Do a family day here and there, right, to get people in to see the players have a kick and whatever. Other than that, I think training sessions should just be off limits. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And like I said, nothing's impressed me with the Geelong's preseason because I haven't seen a damn single session. They train at their stadium. Sometimes they train at the Dakin Centre, which is adjacent to that, which people can walk through that. But no, when you're doing stadiums, you got no chance. The luxury of having your own stadium with that one. Well, why don't Carlton train at the? They still train at the Optus Oval, don't they? Or Icon Park now, whatever it's called.
Yeah, well, do they? Yeah, Optus, Princess, whatever you want to call it. They're still there. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, so they could easily block out people. It's a stadium at the end of the day. So
of course they can.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I mean, look at Richmond. I don't know if they still do it, but for many years during their training sessions, they would put up the blackout things on Punt Road all the way around, so that whoever wanted to just go up there and watch from the outside or the little tiny hill on the other side, you couldn't do it.
Yeah,
right.
Being in Adelaide, the Adelaide Crows used to do that a lot as well, especially during the 2016-17 when they were going for a grand final. So I know what you mean with that.
Yeah. And they were selective at times, mate. They were selective at times at Richmond. That sometimes they put them up, sometimes they wouldn't. So if there's going to be times you need to hide things or whatever, just completely lock it out.
Well, I agree with you. If you don't want people filming, exactly, block it out. Exactly. Breakout players you want to see. You mentioned young Jager there. Maybe a player like a Walsh who's had injury problems in the past. Maybe you just want him to go back to what his form was. What do you want to see? What breakout players?
You just named the two that I had. I literally, they're the only two. That's all I put in my notes, mate.
Sorry for that.
I had Jagger from before. Like I said, he's looked amazing in training, but I want to see what he can do at AFL level. And I think he walks straight in. So I think if the hype is true and he performs to what we've seen and so on and so forth, and he can do it on game day, we are going to be onto a big gem there. So I hope he does break out and we get what we think we have. So, and the second one was Walsh being at 100%. I mean, the past 3 or 4 seasons now, we've had him, he's been out there, but he hasn't had impact. right? He's missed 3 or 4 games, then he comes back, or, you know, there'll be a few he misses in between. But he's played like 20, 18, 16, or no, 23, something like that. So they're not full seasons. Now I'm hoping we get a full season out of him at 100%. And he'll make a big difference.
From Geelong, I like to see our young recruits, you know, get in there. I like to see George Stevens, you know, get a run. I like to see, as I mentioned earlier, Dempsey. I like to see him in the midfield. I like to see Shannon Neal. I've been targeting Shannon Neal for a couple of years. I'm sure if you see my videos, you know that I'm not the biggest fan. He didn't really prove his cause in those final series, but anyway, I want to see a 50-goal season from Shannon Neal, 50-plus goal season. I was disappointed that we did not get Charlie Curnow. I'll say that here right now. I know there's some people in the Geelong fan base that didn't want to borrow him, but I thought, you know, if he could be in our four-line, he'd be an awesome addition. I think what he's going to do for Sydney, I think he'll kick 60-plus goals in Sydney with that midfield kicking it to him, in my opinion. So, yeah, I want some of these younger kids to get a game. Chris Scott's been in the past tentative to do that. Or if he has done that, it's sub-wall. We don't have that problem anymore now. So just play more young kids, put Dempsey in the midfield, Shannon Neal. That's something I would like to see. I want to move on to, well, we just mentioned Sam Rock, so we don't have to mention that. Patrick Cripps, what do you want to see from Patrick Cripps in 2026?
I want him to go back to the old Patrick Cripps, just become a feeder, right?
Yep.
Be that bull, be that feeder. You've got Walsh there. You've got Ollie on the wing. You've got Jagger in there now. Be the feeder. Be that guy that everyone fears being in the contest. Get the ball, dish it out, off you go, right? Honestly, I really wanted him, and this is nothing against him. I'm not saying that that he's incapable, but I wanted them to change the captaincy this season, right? I wanted them to come around and go, okay, we're going to give the captaincy to Walsh and just let Cripper play footy, right?
Yep.
That's what I wanted to happen. I don't think leaving the captaincy on him would burden him anymore, right? As long as he goes back to that role, I think we'll be okay. But I'm just thinking in terms of a mentality thing, to not have that weight on your shoulders, to be the captain, to be the ultimate leader of the club and so on and so forth, right? Just take it off him, give it to the new generation. We know it's either going to be Walsh or Wiedering. Well, we don't, but, you know, logical assumption is that it's one of those two, right? I felt like this might have been the time where we're in this year of rejuvenation, new environment, new players, new system, and so on and so forth. Do it now, and then let Cripps see out his few years that he has left, which is not many. Just let him play his footy and go back to being that bull and a feeder.
Do you personally think he'll be a one-club player? He'll finish at Carlton? He won't get lured back home?
I think if he was going to be a two-club player, he would have gone by now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, because what is he? He's 31.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense if he left now, to be honest.
The only way he would go now is if he was offered huge money, and for a 31-year-old, if I've got that right, no one's paying massive bags of money for him, right? And I do think he is committed to being a Blue. Like I don't think he, you know. Yes, we all know his heart is in Western Australia. He loves it there. But obviously, I'll just speculate and say he's probably had offers in the past, right?
Yeah.
I would assume he's probably had offers in the past. And he's stuck with us through and through this entire time. And you know, man, he's held the club on his shoulders for so long, right? And some years more than others, right? Yeah. So I just personally think give him that role back where he's the best at it, if not one of the best. Easily top 3, right? And just let him do his thing.
You speak about the weight of on his shoulders. I remember one game last year. It was before halftime. He looked absolutely. It was later in the year. He looked absolutely spent. Trying to carry this club like that. Yeah. Hopefully he gets support around him. I think from that perspective, if you have better support, you're going to do better as a player. You don't have to worry about other things and try to do everything yourself. You know, a bit like similar to what Dangerfield does. Dangerfield at times does everything too much, though it is needed at times. Like if he wasn't playing in that Hawthorn game, we probably don't beat them. But it is good to have support around you, someone else to do that. And I think Carlton need that other support, other than Walsh, other than Cripps, just to help them out. Just to, even they don't have to get 30 touches every week. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Another player, Harry Mackay for me. You've lost Curnow, so now he's the main target. And the problem with that is you can have a target on your back. You can get double teamed at times. How do you think Harry will deal with that? We got a little hi here from Bob. Hello, Bob. Thank you.
I think the main thing. Well, look. The onus isn't just on Mackay. Yes, he's now the big target man, right? But if we're able, I think we're going to be able. It's just how effective it is. We have better scoring opportunities now. We got Frankie Evans, who we know can kick a goal. So we've got a good small forward in him. We've got Ainsworth now as well. He can kick a goal as well. So the goals don't just need to come from Mackay. Whereas there was years there where the goals just had to come from Curnow because nobody else was bloody kicking them other than Mackay. Okay. Right. But we weren't getting it from our small forwards. We were lacking in that department. Now we're not so, even without Motlop, right? We're not lacking in that department anymore. And I think that we have the burst through the midfield with Walsh and Jagger to be able to kick goals as well through there too. So I think another good thing is that we do have, if they stay fit, those two there, plus people like Florin, if he's going to come off halfback and he's going to deliver or set up moves through the midfield, and that we have better kicks of the footy now, where as long as we do not dump it on Mackay's head all the time like they did to Curnow last season and lower the eyes and hit him flush on the chest, right? Or out, one out, we're good. But look, overall with Mackay, you just don't know what the hell you're going to get. That's the problem. Is he going to have a season where he goes and kicks everything again, or is he going to miss everything again? We don't know, right? But people say that Curnow held him back, so we'll see how we go.
Well, the resurgence of good old Frank the Tank, Frankie Evans, late last year, that surprised me because that came from nowhere. Yes, you had a depleted forward line, but gee, he really stepped up at times. What also you've lost Motlop, which is he seems to be the whipping boy of a Carlton Football Club at times. What's your thoughts on that?
Only Carlton. Shout out Only Carlton. Free Motlop. Look, undecided on him still. I don't the over exaggerated praise that he gets from some people saying what they say about him. I don't understand because he's never stood out as a superstar. People saying, if he hadn't have got injured, he would have kicked 35, 40 plus this season. Okay, you don't know shit. You nobody knows that, right? Yeah. You can predict all you want, but I mean, like, who knows? Now, he had a couple of seasons. He had one where he was, injured again, and he's never played like a proper season to judge him off, I reckon. Except last year, he came good in a few games, misused in the midfield, I believe. I don't think he should be in there at all. But we were lacking in there, so they were rotating players and whatever else. I mean, Cripps playing ruck, that should tell you everything. So, depleted, trying new things, wasn't working, was working, we don't know. But
you've lost time to come here.
Yeah. The way I look at it, and I'm going to say it the same way I said it on emergency meeting a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, losing Motlop is not going to determine whether we win or don't win a flag. Right? Now we're not I don't believe we're in the flag talks, but I'm saying that's the comparison. That's the analogy I make. I say that if we lost him and we were in a year where we think we're actually competitive for a flag, I don't think it would make any difference if we had him or
not. Christopher, but who do you go for? Well, I go for Geelong. I'm not sure who he goes for, but there seems to be like a Blues background, so that might give it away there, Bob. Who do you think will be in the top four this year? I'll answer this very quickly. But I actually might get surprised by this. I've actually got, this is in no particular order, I've got Brisbane, Gold Coast, Hawthorn, GWS. I'll tell you this, Bo, I actually think I think Gold Coast might be in the grand final. I've got them as winning, not being in it, winning. I'm not sure with Brisbane. I've got like an asterisk, so I don't know if the motivation will be there. Yes, they've got a lot of young players, but at times even young players can lose motivation. Sam DeConey is one of those players. He won a premiership very early on in his career in Geelong. Hasn't been the same player since, Sam. So if Brisbane want the hunger, they'll do what they please and they'll win it easily. But if not, I think Gold Coast. I think they're up and coming. I really believe in them. Finally, they've done something in their short history. You, Beau, if you just want to go through that quickly.
Do you want my top 10 because we have wild card now? I've already done the predictor.
No, we're not. We're a fucking wild card round. I'm not going to get into it. I'm telling you this right now. If Geelong's playing in 9th or 10th, I'm going to say this right now. Don't even ask me to do a watch along. I won't even bother with it.
Oh, yeah.
I could not give a damn. I couldn't give a damn. If Geelong win that game, that's good. But I'm not going to watch that game. That is the biggest load of shit I've ever seen in my life.
I hate it as well. I'll give you my top 4. So I've got it in order. Adelaide, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sydney.
Yeah.
So I think this year for Sydney, they're going to step it up. And I think Gold Coast is that team that are ready to now take it to the next level. And then I think we still see Brisbane and Adelaide bit of domination.
Yeah, Sydney is also a good answer because they've got Kerno. If their core midfield can stay fit, especially Gordon, Heaney and Warner, then I can easily see that. Here's his Lions, Hawks, GWS and Footscray. Moving on from Harry Mackay. State of Origin is this week. You can only watch it on one place, which is a bit weird, but anyway.
Is it on KO?
It's only on Channel 7. It's not on Fox. Yeah, not on KO. I don't think it's on KO, is it?
Oh, okay. Oh, even better. That's all right.
I could be wrong. But I've only seen it really on advertised on Channel 7. So there you go. What is your thoughts on this? There are a couple of Carlton players playing in it. There's a couple of Geelong players playing in it. I think it's a farce. I think the only rivalry is South Australia and Victoria. But what's your opinion on this?
I absolutely love State of Origin. I would have preferred to have seen a mini round robin thing with, South Australia, how they used to do it in the old days. So, South Australia, Victoria, let's add the Western Australia and even an All-Stars in there if you can or whatever, right? And we do play the 2 games, winners play in a final, but it should never have been done at this time of the year. This is stupid. This is actual stupidity. And if it wasn't evident that it's stupidity already, we already have so many injuries being reported from preseason training and intra-club matches across the board, not just Carlton, right? I'm saying any club. And now we're going to go and play a game on Feb 14th. Why would you put the best time for that to be is at the end of the season after the grand final, give it a week or 2, right? And then go ahead and play it. Play all your novelty stuff at the end of the season. Just like the EPL do, for example. They go and do all their tours and they do all their world appearance things and exhibition matches and all that straight after the season. And then they give the players a proper break. Like, what are we doing?
I agree with most of what you said. I love State of Origin. I remember some whipping games in the 90s. And the 80s as well, to be fair, in the history of it. I just switch it with South Australia. If you're gonna resume State of Origin, why not South Australia and Victoria? But that's me being biased because I am from South Australia, and I'd probably I would go to that game if it was at Adelaide Oval. I don't understand why it's at this time of year. I don't think it would be bruise free, but I think at times if you had an opportunity to really nail someone, I think they'll take it easy, which wasn't State of Origin back then. Like if they had a chance to nail someone, they would absolutely kill you. They couldn't give a damn. They couldn't give a shit where you come from. They'd do that to their own teammates. That's the thing that's the thing that disappoints me. The problem is, Beau, if you have it at the end of the season. Now, I agree with you. If they want that, I won't have a problem with that. But I think they've experimented or not experimented. There was talks about it, but they don't want the grand final overshadowing it. Like they don't want the State of Origin overshadowing the grand final. So I think that's crap because they've had international rule series after the grand final. If you remember the Islanders. Yeah. So, but having said that, Beau, no one knows what Andrew Dillon thinks these days. So your guess is as good as mine on that.
Makes no sense. No one.
Yeah.
How's it going to overshadow? No one's looking at the state of origin 2-3 weeks after the grand final and saying, "Oh, we won't go to the grand final. We won't give a shit about grand final day all of a sudden for the first time in 50 years because state of origin's on 3 weeks later." No one's thinking that. That is by far the best time for it to be.
Yeah.
And you can wait a little bit. You don't have to do it the week after. Wait a couple weeks, let it all settle, and then let's do some exhibition stuff. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Where do you stand on how physical it will be?
Who knows?
As far as
free, I think you will be pretty spot on with the fact that if there's an opportunity, they won't do that, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: you're playing a game 4 quarters of footy. Any injury can happen. You can step wrong, you can land wrong, you can tackle wrong, or anything can happen. Our game is so complex when it comes to injury. When it comes to injuries, so this entire thing is a risk. Like I say, I'm going to watch it. I love State of Origin. I think it's great. It's cool to see players from all different clubs playing together in one team and all the rest of it. I love it. But you've just done it at the complete wrong time. It's really bad, and it's a risk, and I think the AFL should have been smarter than to do it right now.
Okay, we're going to move away from AFL. We've got 3 subjects left. We want to talk. We know you love this. I do love this. WWE talk. I know you do. I've seen your broadcasts with Mars.
We're back soon. We're back soon. Don't worry, we're back soon.
Oh, fantastic. I think Mars said that he used to watch it on Channel 9. That show was called Afterburn. That was the recap show of SmackDown. Just for reference there, Mars, because I used to watch it as well. Just had the Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan winning the Royal Rumble. And Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble. I thought they were interesting choices. I don't think I agreed with any of those, to be honest. What was your take on it?
Liv, I didn't mind winning because she deserves it. I think she's busted her balls for
I love Liv Morgan. I used to follow her when she was in the Riot Squad, with Ruby Riot, Sarah Logan. To be fair, she has worked a hell of a lot.
She's a hard worker, bro.
I didn't agree with her dropping the title to Ronda Rousey. I thought that was bullshit, in my opinion. But I don't like her current gimmick as it stands. But that's just me.
Look, I like it, right? However, the whole Judgment Day thing needs to stop, right? Enough is enough. You're flogging a dead horse with that thing, and I think they are very close to breaking it up, right? But I mean, there was an opportunity with Raquel winning the title and then having to go against Liv as the winner of the Rumble, but they fumbled that. They gave it back they allowed Steph to retain. But look, I think Liv winning the Rumble and having a chance at a title is awesome. That's going to be great, right? What I don't agree with is Roman Reigns. That to me, this guy gets thrown down our throats more than anybody. I'm sick to death of the guy. I will say this: he has got better on the mic as the years have passed. Because prior to this, even during his title reign, as long as it was, he is just boring as shit to me, right? But to not use this Rumble as an opportunity for someone new to be pushed. Or to swerve us and give it to somebody else who we thought they're a chance, but nah, WWE won't do it. Why on earth did they not use this to give LA Knight a shot?
Or
this would have been a great time to prop him up, and then guess who's now going to get their freaking chocolates? LA Knight, after he's busted his balls for how many years and not been given shit.
You
know what I mean?
No, I just when I saw that Roman Reigns, I just thought, why? I didn't get that, And people are going to say, oh well, John Cena used to do that all the time in that area. It was nothing but John Cena. But I think Reigns is just almost worse. Now, I'm not saying that as a wrestling ability, but they seem to want to put this guy down our throats. And after a while, it gets boring, as you mentioned. I've got nothing against him.
Comparing John Cena on a global scale to Roman Reigns. Don't get me wrong. Roman Reigns is very, very well supported around the world. We get it. But he's no John Cena. And they pushed John Cena that hard because he was the face of the freaking company tenfold on top of Roman Reigns. Right?
Absolutely.
So I'm sorry, there's no comparison there. I can go on, but it will be here for an hour. But
No, I don't understand. They say, oh, well, Don Cena used to do that back in the early 2000s, but so what? It was Don Cena, as you just mentioned, he was the face of the franchise. Yeah, he was the only one. All these legends retired. Rock retired. Stone Cold retired. John Cena. They had to go with that. So I don't understand that, but I'm not WWE.
I don't know why we need to. I don't know why we need to, and they're gonna slap a title on him as well. I don't know why we need this. I really don't know why, but we're gonna get it. But it is what it is. Hopefully at some point. All I'm asking, I mean, the Bellas as well. Oh, so we've got Nikki Bella there, who nobody gives a crap about, right? How do we fix this? Do we get rid of her? Nah, bring her sister in as well. Stuff it, right? You know what I mean? Bring her in. Let them not give a shit about two of the Bellas now. You know what I mean? Well, what are we doing? And then, in case you think I'm talking shit or it's just my opinion, they get to Philadelphia for Raw. They jump on the mic, and as they're leaving, they're like, "Let's hear it, Philly." Dead silence. No one gave a shit, right? You know what I mean? What are you doing? What are you bringing the Bellas back for? No one cares. And they're going to slap the tag titles on them as well. I'm getting worked up.
They were 10 years. They were 10 years ago. 10 years too late. 10 years ago, in my opinion. But
they need to stick to their podcast. They're good with that stuff. They have a good following with that. They're good on socials and all that sort of stuff. Cool. Yeah. All the best. They've done well with it.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. They've got a few side businesses. Stick with that. But the Nikki Bella experiment didn't work, right? Yeah. So your answer to that is to bring the other one and now slap titles on them. Piss off. No. So anyway.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I wish I could go longer, but yeah, we are running out of time. We're going to go to a next subject, which is very touchy. I've warned you about this. I don't, say if you're only comfortable with. It's with the Australia Day recognition. Now, I know Mars made a video about this, and I admire his bravery a lot. I think he was really brave to do that. I agreed with most of what he said, to be honest. A lot with what he said. I'd made my own video. No one's going to care what I say, but I made a video saying, I agree with him. I think there should be clubs that recognise it. What I don't like is what Geelong did. Geelong didn't do a thing. They just didn't recognise Invasion Day, if you want to call it that, or Australia Day. They did nothing. I don't like that. I thought they should have at least made something. What's your take on or around this?
We're at a point where people in society are scared, or businesses, should I say, and footy clubs and corporations and organizations are scared to say Happy Australia Day. That's where we're at in our country, right? Because they're scared that they're going to get attacked or, as they say, cancelled, right?
Yeah.
Now, to me, that's just baffling in the extreme anyway, right? But I have no issue with the stuff that they did post. You want to post stuff up to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people and all these different people that they mention from where the various clubs are from, and so that's great. I've never had anything against any of that, and I do think it's good, right? It's awesome. I'm all for it. That's cool. But what was stopping you from putting up a Happy Australia Day post for everybody else? There were ministers and politicians and stuff that did both. They put up their acknowledgements, and then straight after, maybe an hour or two later, they put up a Happy Australia Day stuff as well. I don't understand why they can't be done, but this is all under the instruction of the AFL and their progressive team that they have there. It's as simple as that. Because to me, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I said.
Sorry to continue to go on. They go ahead every single year and do things for Ramadan and do things for what's the Jewish one that they do? Is it Hanukkah? And some other things. They recognize all these different cultures and religious groups and things like that, and put things up for them. But when it comes to the country you live in, you've been instructed to do it a certain way, and that's fine. Like I say, I'm not against you posting stuff like that. Go for it. I'm all for it. It's fine. But you need to put up a Happy Australia Day post as well for the rest of you people. What are you going to do? Ostracize all the people that do celebrate Australia Day? Like, how does that work? It doesn't make sense. You're not offending anybody by doing it. And even if they are offended, to quote Steve Hughes, nothing happens.
Yeah.
So
Well,
just do both. It's fine.
that by not putting out Happy Australia down. I noticed that A-League clubs did this. Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory, play on Australia Day. They have the annual derby, or what you want to call it. I know they did recognise that day. Again, different cultures, European mostly background cultures. I get that, but at the same time, by not putting out Australia Day statement, you're saying that this is a bad thing to celebrate Australia Day. This is so wrong. It's so bad. Don't do it. I also said this on my podcast. I think they're afraid, as you just said, but I think they're afraid of that there might be another Adam Goods 2.0, that an Indigenous player might get offended, and then Pandora's box will open. That's what I said. You don't think an Indigenous player might be offended by that?
No, I don't think that would happen, to be honest.
Yep.
This is completely and by design. This is by the AFL.
Yeah. Okay. No. Fair enough. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm saying I don't think that would happen, and this is completely by design by the AFL to say you only can talk about this, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that the clubs would want to put something out for Australia Day, right? But I don't think they're allowed to without suffering consequences.
Well, A-League clubs did, so maybe you're 100% right. So, but thank you for that. We'll move on. Our last subject of the day is the jumper punch. Links in the description below. What's the plan for 2026? Where do you see it going? The whole channel altogether.
Look, as far as I'm aware, the boys are working on something quite big. Mars has been saying it every single video. Like the boys are working on something big. There's a refreshed thing and so on and so forth. As you know, Paul is no longer part of the panel, the 3 people panel on a Tuesday. He's now shout out Paul, by the way. He's awesome. He's doing a lot of work with SEN and some international work as well. So much deserved to him, by the way, because that guy to listen to is just awesome. He's very switched on. So they're going to get someone for him and whatever else, and they've got some other surprises in store and whatever else. But for me personally, watch-alongs, man, we're going to be going back to the watch-alongs. I've been putting in a bit of work to how this is going to look. This will not be here. None of this that you see here it's gone, right? And I haven't said that yet, actually, but there you go. So this will all be gone. There'll be something else here. And it's taken me a lot of work and a lot of planning to make it all look good. But watch-alongs are back. I was going to do one for State of Origin, but I'm out all day and then I'm going to be bloody wrecked. So, yeah, man, I think the boys are doing everything they need to do to grow the channel. We're getting more and more people come through onto the channel and subscribe and stuff like that. I see them, when we're in the chat, there's new names and things coming. So, other than that, all the shows will be back. Forever Rivals, or the Tuesday show, Forever Rivals. We're going to have Blue Sunday watch-alongs. There's going to be emergency meetings. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening. So, very exciting. I think 2026 is going to be a kind of shed the skin on the snake thing and go.
No, I really hope you boys at the Jumper Punch really do well. You got a lot of good people down there and a lot of people that I respect. And I've been on, as you know, I've been on their shows on the Wednesday with Scott and that and Rocco. Love what Rocco's doing with his stories.
How good is it?
Fantastic stories from Rocco. If you're watching,
his delivery in the way he does it. Excuse me, jeez. He's delivering the way he does things and presents it and he's getting better by the week, man. Like all the videos he's putting up and the structure and the format, it's so good, man. Like it's really, really cool. And yeah, if people don't know what it is, it's Bada Bing History Lessons with Rocco on YouTube. Go and subscribe. You'll learn some stuff about history. It's very good.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of learning stuff, I'm not a Carlton fan. But I think I've known by watching your shows for like 2-3 months. It's not continuous videos, but videos every now and then. I think I know more about Carlton in the last 2-3 months than I did in the last 15 years. But that's what you want to do though. If you can get people to know more about Carlton, or know about your club, you know you're doing a great job. And that's where I think the Jumper Punch, they're doing so well with that. I'm not turning into a player. Yeah.
I can definitely tell you that's spot on what you just said there, because now Jumper Punch in general, like any of the shows, are getting people watching from Italy, people watching from the USA, and they time difference, man, but they still watch. So the name's getting out there, it's getting good, and I'm whatever the boys have planned for this year, which I'm sure we'll find out in the next month or something like that. I'm hoping it really, boosts the channel and we all get to benefit from it a bit as well. Like more viewers, more people to talk to. That's how I look at it. So
exactly. That's what I think. I'll be doing watch alongs as well, as many as I can, except for the games that I'm going to.
Beautiful. Good.
Yeah. People have already convinced me that I'm the lead gunners of AFTV. I've gone rogue on the Hoops crew. I don't know about that. I'm not happy with the Hoops crew.
I've been tuning in every now and again when I see it pop up, your Sheffield Shield stuff.
Yeah. People actually have a go at me with that. They said you shouldn't be posting cricket stuff on an AFL channel. The reason why I do that is that I need to post something to keep the channel going. If I just post the grand final and that's it, and then wait 5 months, what the hell is that going to do?
No,
so I've been posting other stuff. I've been posting TV show watch-alongs, but come the AFL season, it'll be back to normal. But you got to, I'm not a big channel yet. If I'm not, it doesn't bother me. But I got to keep the channel surviving. You got to put out content.
Of course,
whether
it's keep it going, mate. Consistency is key.
Yeah. Whether it's cricket stuff. Incidentally, I've got another cricket video coming next week. Another Sheffield Shield watch-along. Yeah, and people now, you've made it when people start to clip you, and you look a little bit stupid when you get angry at stuff. And I'm not sure how. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. No. You get exposure, don't you? You get publicity. As Nick Kyrgios once said, bad publicity is good publicity. So so there's that. So we'll be doing watch-alongs. Final thoughts before we wrap up, Beau? Anything that you haven't mentioned that you want to mention, or anything in general?
No, I'm just looking forward to the footy starting, honestly. Well, I don't just watch Carlton, so I try to watch nearly every game every single weekend. And if there's some I miss. But for me, it's just, I was saying this to the boys the other day, to Mars, Rocco, and everybody else. I was saying, when footy comes back, it's almost like, and this could be just me, I don't know, maybe you feel the same, or you can tell me, but you feel happier.
Yes.
Right? You have this, like, back in the day, I'd be so happy I know I can chuck the footy on in the car on the radio, and you hear the commentators going off and all that, and everything just seems like it revolves around footy. Again, you know how they say, oh great, it's nearly time for the next 6 months for a footy club to dictate my mood, right? Which it is, we know it is. But when you really take in everything to do with the AFL, and there's news every day, and then games every weekend and all the rest of it, I love that, man. There's nothing, I get so excited to goosebumps nearly when I know that footy is on a Thursday night, because I know my weekend of footy is just 4 days, man. That's freaking sick, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it's just a happy time. I'm ready for it to return, and we do this every year. We say the same shit every year. So, Yeah,
pretty much. And it doesn't have to be your club, like you said. Just listening on the radio. You say, I want to listen to this game. I don't care if it's not Geelong. I just want to watch it.
Yeah. It truly is a comfort thing, man. I'm telling you, like, even if I'm not watching the game because it's a shitty game, I'll still keep it on in the background because it just makes you feel homely, I guess, in a way. I don't know. It's just a happy time when footy's on. It's awesome. It's exactly how I feel when other sports that I follow start, and then my team sucks, so I don't care anymore. But with Carlton, for some reason, when you don't care, you care. So.
Well, it wasn't a good off season for Geelong, and for me, that's for damn sure, after that grand final capitulation. But thank God I had cricket to get me through that. And then even then,
I've got Chelsea in the APL, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, and just on that, people keep saying I'm a Man City fan because I have the jersey. I'm not a Man City fan. I'm a Real Madrid fan. I'm a Real Madrid fan. So I've got a lot of football shirts. Unfortunately, when I stopped playing cricket 10 years ago, when I gave up playing for my state, you don't care about your body, and now you can't fit in shirts that you want to fit in. So unfortunately, the Man City shirt's the only shirt I could fit in, because I actually did like collecting shirts, but I outgrew that. But that was something just through COVID. You just wanted to find something. That's right. Yeah, the City shirt's the only shirt I fit in. I didn't even watch their games. I didn't watch their games this morning. I'm a Real Madrid fan, but I can't fit into any of the shirts, unfortunately. That's the way it is, guys. But Beau, thank you so much for joining us. I really, really do appreciate it. Always welcome on my show, and I hope I'm always welcome on Jumper Punch as well. Thank you so much for joining, and sorry for going over the 30-minute time limit. I always say that. I always say I'm only going to do a 10-minute show. It turns into a 20-minute show.
But it's so good, maybe if you're in the middle of chatting and it's going well and you're having a good talk, who cares? 50 minutes, who cares?
Yeah. Before I do go, I wanted to say something. A good friend of mine, a good friend of this show and the Hoops crew, passed away 3 years ago. Her name was Mel Katz. So I'm sure Beau saw this on my Instagram. She was a very valuable person to me and to the Geelong community. I'm not going to go into it because it's not fair on Beau, but I just miss her every day. I made an actual video about this a month ago. To her family, my deepest condolences to her and her family. I miss her every day, and just wanted to say that. So thank you for that. And Beau, sorry to end on that somber note, but do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on here.
No, I appreciate it, man, and well, condolences to the family as well. I did see the post, so that's terrible. I obviously get it, but you say your piece, mate. It's your show. You got to do what you got to do, and that's it, I do wish there was another. I do wish the Hoops crew would make a post about that, because she was very important to them. But that's their decision. No, I'm not trying to beef, but that's their decision. But anyway, thank you so much for watching the show. All the links will be in the descriptions of the Beaucheck's channel, his watch-alongs, the Jumper Punch, Rocco show. Thank you so much, and goodbye for now.